Hello everyone, and welcome to Whitetail Driven Solutions YouTube channel. We are bringing you tips, strategies, and tactics to help you and your property be more successful. We not only invite you to subscribe to our channel, but also hit the notification button to be notified when we release new videos. Alright, we're out on a client parcel this afternoon and going through some to-dos and a project that he's got coming up here, and putting this design together for him. And this is a property that I was actually on years ago, had hunted, and it was actually a family, part of our family property at one time, a cousin of mine's. But to make a long story short, out here doing some analysis package, and this is one of the ones that this week the landowner couldn't be here, so we went over everything, and I'm doing the second stage of it now, out on foot, taking advantage of the sunshine. So just came over the ridge, following a trail system down, looking for that corridor that I'm hopefully gonna promote here. That's on this ridge top. You can see right behind me, it comes right down Hogback Ridge, dumps right into a big swale, thick, nasty kind of cedar swamp-ish, start of a cedar swamp, if you will. And walking along, and lo and behold, look what I found. Right there on the trail, right there. You can tell he probably jumped just enough going over the log, the trail, and dropped it right in the right on that stick. You jumped over the stick there. So there's a cool little shed. 2.5-year-old 10, and this leads into the video that I was going to actually talk about here. We were going to try to shoot it later, but we might as well start it now. The difference between Michigan shed hunting versus like Illinois or Iowa. Obviously, I see a lot of guys doing is getting on these properties too early, and what happens is the weather is these deer are still in that dormant stage. They're not traveling too far, and what happens is, as they're still holding, like this year, for whatever reason it was, because the early or the easy year, as far as the fall that we had and the easy winter, they're holding on to those horns a lot longer, and that just that calcify just did not take place on those pedicles, and it just didn't, the winter just was they were able to hold on to them longer. And this is a perfect case of just staying out until it's right. Now, we had no intentions of finding shed today. I was in here working, but this is definitely a bonus. So cool little 2-year-old 10, and like I said, you can tell all the ends are all chewed on. Everything's ate right off. And the reason is, guys, is here in Michigan especially, we have such a high number of squirrels. Like down, I remember moving to Illinois, back in the early 2000s, and it was, I don't want to say they got excited about seeing squirrels, but they didn't see the numbers of squirrels that we had. And I can remember telling stories of have to shoo them off the porch, and in a hunting situation, you just get sick of them up here in Michigan because there's just so many of them. And so two things together. One is pushing these areas out when these deer are still holding their horns, and it's another one of those pressure things. You get in there too early, and they go to the neighbors, and somewhere between your neighbors and yours is where they're going to start dropping these horns. So perfect example of a year just to stay out and make it right. Another thing is just don't get discouraged on these farms here, especially with we don't have near the the number of mature bucks that a lot of other states have. And we just happened to be home this week in Michigan, and tripped across this one. But just because your property has you're not finding numerous sheds on it, that doesn't mean that your fall next year is not going to be productive. It's just a matter of I don't look at a fall hunting setup and say, hey, this area, I didn't find those sheds in it, so the transition areas and these corridors that I'm hunting and all this improvements isn't working. that's far from the truth. And if they're dropping them out on feed or the ag fields or whatever the case is, I'd rather find them out there than relate that to a hunting situation. It's just a bonus when you're able to trip across them. And I made that little deal on the picture here. I actually put that together last night to add to the video as far as Michigan squirrels, how heavy they are because they're eating horns versus Illinois squirrels where they're thin, and that's kind of a joke, but it's definitely something to take into consideration. You got everything in these high pressure states, you got everything working against you, and it's sure a cool deal to trip across one of these. So we're going to continue on and finish this analysis package out today. Hopefully maybe we'll get lucky and trip across another one here. So yeah, good luck with everybody shed hunting. We got some good weather coming out, and this one's it's been here a little while, still got some hair on it, but starting to sun bleach just a little, so this is probably one of the early drops. But get out there and take advantage of the before spring green up here, so you can get all that post-season scouting done. And if you guys need got any questions or whatever, feel free to reach out. We're actually this week we're home in state here before we head down south. So thanks, guys.